So my big thing was from the NFL this weekend, trying to figure out who's real, who's not. For me, I got 4 contenders out of this weekend: Buffalo, Kansas City, Tampa Bay, and Minnesota. Those are the 4 contenders that I saw actually playing well from top to bottom this week. Other than that, like the Chargers, the Rams, the Ravens, Cincy, Pittsburgh, Philly, New Orleans, y'all still need some more work to do, in my mind, to be a legitimate contender. Wild card spots: Las Vegas, Miami, and Indy or Tennessee. One of them's got to win the division, but neither one showed me a damn thing this week that shows they deserve to win the division, Ryan.
It's going to be Jacksonville. I know they lost. It's going to be Jacksonville winning the division. I mean, I think I agree with all of those except Minnesota. I don't know that beating the Packers in week 1 makes you a contender. Justin Jefferson is certainly great. But the Packers did the same thing last year when they got blown out by the Saints, and then they went on to win 12 or 13 games, whatever they won, and then still won the NFC North. So I think I would still pump the brakes on the Vikings. But, I mean, you're right about the Chiefs, and that falls into my big thing, is Mahomes is still the best quarterback in the world. Like, he's knows all his talk. He doesn't have Tyreek Hill. They're going to fall off a cliff. Nope, he was throwing to tight ends people never heard of. He gave Sky Moore 30 yards. He gave Marcus Valdez-Scantling like 40 or 50 yards. Travis Kelce obviously does what Travis Kelce does. And it was just, they just gave him more time because they improved that offensive line, and Mahomes was able to make it work. And Kansas City was my Super Bowl pick. I know DSN ran a staff prediction type piece, and Kansas City is who I had winning the Super Bowl. And after week 1, I'm definitely not shying away from that.
Yeah. No, yeah. The Chiefs looked great. The Cardinals did not, neither offensively nor defensively. They're missing some big pieces. I think Chandler Jones is gone, right? They let him go, and that's a big piece of that pass rush that they were sorely missing. Arizona just, for the amount of money that they thrown to Kingsbury and throwing to the Muppet that's playing quarterback for them. I know. He looks so small out there, and it just looks worse when they're getting their butts handed to them. It just doesn't help matters. The Chargers beating the Raiders. It was I thought the Chargers were the better team. It's got to suck to play your home games on the road. Like that stadium was like 80% Raider fans there. So all I'm hearing every time something good happened for the Raiders, it is loud as can be. And like the Chargers do something good, and it's like a quarter of the stadium is making some noise. Like that's got to suck. They don't want them in LA. They just really don't. There's no reason they should have left San Diego. At least those fans would actually cheer for the team as much as they hated the ownership. But Baltimore, I think, should have beat the Jets by more than they did. It was way too close early on. Cincy and Pitt, that was just sloppy. You want to call it Super Bowl hangover for Cincy as well as for the Rams? I don't know. But for all the money they threw to make an offensive line that's supposed to protect Joe Burrow, man, y'all failed miserably. I understand that Steelers have a good defense. It's still the first week of the season. Y'all should have been better than that. Burrow was getting planted like they didn't spend any money to protect him. It looked really bad. He had just as many interceptions as Stafford did in the first game of the season, 3 each of them. It did not look. And New Orleans, I understand it's on the road against probably your biggest division rival, because New Orleans and Atlanta have been going at it for a long time, but you're supposed to be the better team, no question. And there was a giant question in that game, and you're lucky to have come out and won that football game. The Falcons, all the props in the world, they did everything they could to win that game. They just couldn't get it done in the end.
No, they couldn't. And Jacksonville's kind of the same way going against
the Commanders.
Although, Washington's not great either. But Jacksonville probably should have had the game won. Houston was up 17 on the Colts, and then that game ended up ending in a tie. So it was, it is what it is. Week 1 is kind of proven to have been weird in the NFL, and this year was certainly no exception. I would actually probably argue it was one of the weirder week 1s that we've seen. And, Monday Night Football is about to kick off here. By the time you guys see this, you'll have already known. But I wouldn't be surprised at all if Seattle winded up, beating Denver in Russell Wilson's revenge game.
That would be one hell of an upset. I will say the 4 teams that I think are in real trouble: Green Bay, Dallas, New England, and the New York Jets. Those 4 teams, I think you're in real trouble. New England, I don't know what you have going on there offensively. It is ugly as can be. Dallas,
Matt
even
Patricia
with your
plays.
Yeah, right. Dallas, even with your starting offense, you didn't do a damn thing. So even with Dax going out, obviously it doesn't help matters, but it did not look good. And Green Bay, I understand they're going to get the drops fixed. They say. I don't know if they actually will. I don't know who Aaron Rodgers is going to throw the ball to this year that's going to actually catch the ball and do something with it. And until they find someone who will, that offense is in a lot of trouble as well.
Yeah, I mean, so I still believe in Green Bay, but the other teams, yeah, I don't think they're any good at all. The Jets might be the worst team in the NFL. The who else you name? The Jets,
Dallas, Green Bay, and New England.
Dallas. Yeah, well, Dallas without Dak, like now, they're probably a fringe playoff team anyway. Then the Patriots, I don't know what's going on there, right? If Matt Patricia's calling your plays, and you have Mac Jones, who I still don't think is very good. It's weird. It seems like it might be time for Bill to hang him up, or at least leave New England and go to a team that can be a contender so that he can show, like, hey, I'm still a good coach. Like, don't let the fact that this team is terrible sully my legacy at all.
That's a big ask for someone the age of Bill Belichick to go leave and start it up again. You're going to have to do it for at least 4 or 5 years, and I don't know if he's going to want to do that to rebuild a whole new franchise.
I don't know. You got to do it for 4 or 5 years. Like, so
you can go somewhere for 2 and win and leave.
I mean, yeah. Like, you can look at the Saints, right? The Saints seem like they're pretty good outside of not having a quarterback. But if you can get a quarterback and you can bring Bill Belichick in there, right? Like, almost like the Dolphins were trying to do with, like, Sean Payton and Tom Brady. Like, if we have a quarterback and now we bring in this coach, we're going to be, whatever. So I think that could be in play for Belichick. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe go to a team like the Chargers.
Get some sun in his later years. Not a terrible idea. All right. That's going to do it. Thanks for kicking it with us on Griffin and Bass. For Ryan Griffin, I'm Matt Bassin. As always, Wu-Tang is for the children. We'll see y'all at the end of the week where we get y'all ready for the Lions and the Commanders, Michigan State, as well as Michigan playing this weekend. We'll get you ready for all that coming up in our next episode. Thanks for kicking it with us. We'll see you then. Peace.
Hey, Ryan Griffin here. Thank you so much for watching today's episode of Griffin and Bass. Be sure to give us your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to click the bell to receive the latest notifications from DSN and subscribe for breaking news, community blogs, polls, contests, and other content